What's going on, guys? We're looking at Bitcoin, and surprise, surprise, what is it doing? It's still within the range. If you guys have been following, what have I been saying over the last 2 months? Trade the range until the range breaks, right? That's what I've been looking at. And we go up to range highs. So the last time I made a video, I think price was probably somewhere along here. When price was here, what was I doing? I was buying. I was looking for another rotation back up to the highs of the range. We got it. My first TP, I think, was around 65,000, and then I had 67,000, and then I had 69.4 as another TP, and I still have about 20% of those longs open. So what did I put on my newsletter last week when price hit up here? Is that I'm bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm looking for weakness in case we push back down, right? You don't necessarily need to trade the trend or the breakout, especially with Bitcoin, to be profitable. You really don't. We range far more than we trend. Take a look at this. We had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 candles of pushing up here. Right, now let's take a look at this actually. We've got 90 days, over 90 days of ranging. Right, so that's 90 days of range compared to what? I mean, even if we go from down here to up here, right, that's what? This is the 24th of February to, what was this? The 13th of March. This was less than 30 days, right? Now, again, over here you had what? Like, what was it? Like the 6th up until the 15th, so that was like 9 days. Then you've got again till like the what? The 26th, 25th, something like that. All right, so another 10 days of a range, right? So that was pretty even on both ends. But you look at this, right? We have this trending, this trend right here, but then you have this huge range, right? Same thing down here. You've got this quick trend, and then you've got this big, I mean, this was kind of ascending, but this is still a range, right? So the way I like to trade, especially with Bitcoin, is that when a range is established, when a sideways channel is established, you short the highs, you long the bottom. Eventually, you're going to be wrong when price breaks out, but you'll probably be right 5, 10 times before it. And so I like those odds, and I'll take it. If you have risk management, you're going to be fine. All right, but yeah. So we approach range highs. One of my favorite tools to use with Bitcoin is this point of control. Right now, all eyes for me are at this point $67,000 level. This is the key level, right? You noticed how it's been support actually for a little bit. It was resistance here, it was resistance here, it was resistance here, support here, resistance here. This is a huge level. 60, yeah, there's just above the $67,000 mark. I think this was yeah, right. And it's the point of control of the range. I think it actually might even be the 382 with the current run up. If I do that, let's change this back to tracement. Yeah, it's the 382, 67.4. It's the 382 of this leg up that we had most recently. If this level breaks, right, the $67,000 level, I'm looking for us to go back down here to 63.5. Right, the value area low of the range. If that doesn't hold, then obviously range lows 59K. But until then, I'm still bullish. I'm still expecting a breakout, but this is why I'm not longing here, right? It's because we're still in that range. There's no reason to. You want to long. You long at the bottom of the range, and then you take you take partials along the way. You leave some open. Now, another possibility would have been if we actually broke up, hold this level as support, and then go up. This is still a difficult long, but it's a breakout long. That's definitely, it's more risky. But you see how we had a daily closure over here. We break right back down. Daily closure, break right back down. Daily closure above, break right back down. Right over here, we had daily closure above, but consolidation above. There's really no follow through, so we break right back down. So you can trade the breakout, but I don't think you're the probability is going to be as good, right? All right, so let's actually go to the lower time frame. We had like a triangle pattern forming, I think, right? We had this. So this is what I'm watching right now. We've got this trend line. We kind of have this forming, and then it's a more clear one. We've got multiple touches on the bottom trend lines. We got that one as well. I think it's kind of a rough one. Now you could draw it from this one, obviously, right? This low, so obviously this would come down slightly more, maybe something like that. Either way, whether you draw it from here or from here, you know the point is you've got this pattern where prices trading in a tighter range. So the tighter the range and the longer it trades within that range, the greater the expansion move is going to be. Now, I personally am favoring a break to the upside. Keep in mind that I am scalping a little bit on this range. I'm not like higher time frame trading it though, just because I'm not a big fan of diagonals. But yeah, so just in case some of you have that in line, the bottom came in at that point of control that I was talking about. Now, this is key, yeah? So you notice how we had this set of equal highs here, right there. We have this mini range forming here, and we're coming to sweep those highs right now, actually. So this is going to be important, right? I'm not looking to go long over here because I want to see if we fail to break these. Because notice we actually also have just about equal lows down here, right? They're not perfectly equal, but you got a lot of resting liquidity down there, right? These three are a little more about the same price range. Yeah, and you notice the same thing actually happened over here. Was we had these sets of equal highs, and then you had like you had some equal lows down here, right? And what happened was you go in one direction, you sweep the highs, we even sweep those highs over there, and then you go down and you sweep the lows in the other direction, right? So that could just as very well happen again over here, where we're sweeping these highs. We're going into this actually supply zone, right? Notice those are the last couple of up close candles that we had. We're going into that. We could very possibly tap that and get rejected and come and clean these lows out here. Tap that lower, 66.8, 66.9, 70,000 level, and then we could finally make our move up. That is a very plausible scenario. So for me, I'm definitely not looking long here, even though we've had, price pushing higher throughout the day. If anything, I am looking for a potential weakness here, maybe into this. And if I get a structure shift or a big rejection on, say, the 15-minute time frame, I might look to short Bitcoin to all the way down here, right? And that would be my scalp on the lower time frame, right? On the higher time frame, though, like I said, I want that $67,000 level to hold, which I'm hoping it will. I'm actually leaning more bullish. Now, why am I leaning bullish over bearish, even though I'm technically trading the range, right? And it's this. So what usually happens with ranges, and it's actually very common, is you're going to get some sort of sideways movement. And so we have this over here, right? You've got a lot of sideways movement with the lows and the highs kind of established. So those were the lows when the highs were kind of up here, right? So we call this accumulation. So you got your accumulation going on over here, and then what you're going to get is you're going to get a manipulation below the lows or above the highs. Usually it's opposite to the eventual direction in which we get the break, right? And so we got that right here. So this was your manipulation. Basically that, right? We manipulate below the range. Think about it. You remember how bearish people got over here when price went down to 57K? I mean, it's insane. And then that third thing that happens is expansion, right? And so you get that push up. So you get the accumulation, the manipulation, and then the expansion. So the first part of the expansion has played out. I'm looking at this being a higher low, and for us to continue pushing up. Now, if we do push up, what are my targets? I've been calling the 81,000 level for a while now. That's my next immediate target. I'm not saying that it's the final target, but that's actually what I'm looking at. And it comes from the first thing is we have the 1-on-1 extension coming in from the COVID lows, right? So it's going to be that right there. We got that coming in about 81,000. And then this most recent leg up, right? If I just take a fib from down here to up here, and I just look at the negatives, and I actually that one. Yeah, so you got the 236 pocket coming in over there as well. This is a level that usually gives some decent reaction. That's at about 82,000. So this little box, this is what I'm watching closely. Right, this is where I expect price to draw to. Now, what I don't want to see now, obviously, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because we haven't even gone up there yet. But if we do get up there eventually, and price comes back and trades back down below this all-time high that we just had at 74,000, that to me is a big red flag, right? It'd be a big sign of weakness. Now that doesn't mean that we can't come back and retest it. We absolutely can, and that's perfectly normal. I don't want to see price closing back below it, right? That's problematic for me, and would be a big sign of weakness and would indicate that maybe we're going to get an extended consolidation. Again, that's me getting ahead of myself, but just putting it out there. So for now, I want to see the level hold. The key, that big level for me right now is $67,000. Right, I want to see that hold without failure. If it does fail, then we're likely coming back down to this weekly candle right here, probably right there. So the top of that's coming in at about $65,000. That's the next big level of support that I'm watching. Yeah, so I got my lower time frame. I'm ready to see what happens over here. Right, I'm going to be looking to trade this range, this mini range over here. If we get a rejection right now, I'm looking for a short, and I'm looking for a sweep of those equal lows over there. Right, that's what I'll be looking for. But on the higher time frame, I am long from 62,000 from a couple weeks ago. Still holding some of that, so I'm not in a rush to enter any new positions. I'll see after we sweep these lows how we react at the $67,000 level. If I like it, if I feel like, okay, we're accumulating for another push to the upside, I will look to go long. But until then, I'm flat. Well, not flat. I'm just not taking on any new positions on the higher time frame. So let's see what we get.